Welcome to Coaches Weekly. My name is Eric Perry. I'm joined by the track and field coach, Coach Andrew Chizo. Coach, thanks for joining me.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. So, last week you had your final meets before the conference championships.
Yep.
How are you feeling about it?
Feeling really good. The team executed really well. We had another, I believe it was 21 more PRs, 12 for the guys, 9 for the women.
Nice.
It was pretty exciting. There was a lot of good things happening. To see that big bulk of PR work happening right before conference is a really good sign. So, I have nothing but great vibes going into tomorrow and Saturday. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I know last week you referred to it as a bit of a tune-up meet. Do you think it accomplished that goal?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think some of the results could have even been better. So the good thing is that's some more things that we can just, kind of wait on for the next meet as well, which would be conference.
Yes, it's a good time. You're hitting your stride right as you're heading into what really matters.
Yep, exactly.
To go along with, like you said, those 21 PRs, you also had a pretty high amount of top 10 finishes. Big one being Jaden Taylor got first place in the high jump, or in the long jump.
Yeah. He left a bigger jump out there too, unfortunately, that he scratched. But that facility isn't the greatest for long jump. We'll just say it that way. There's some trials and tribulations with many of my jumpers at that facility, but that was his very first jump. He won it with the first jump, and he was striving for more. Like I said, he left another one out there during his the final. I think it was the final second to last attempt. Okay. But either way, it was great to see, and he's one that's been nursing some stuff in terms of injuries over the indoor season. So he had the week before off. And so he was hungry. He wanted to come back for more. And so he did a great job. As
a coach, is it nice to know that you're getting your slightly beat up athletes back and they're all coming in really getting into the flow of it as you head into the conference championships?
Yeah, absolutely. This is what you want. This is everything up until now is glorified practices. Mm-hmm. It's all tuning up, observations, tweaking, all the kind of things that we as coaches can do to customize our performances for our athletes individually. I mean, not everybody is the same. Mm-hmm. So everybody reacts differently. Everybody takes coaching cues differently. And the good thing is to see that a lot of this stuff, both communication-wise, is happening for them to be able to execute what we want. When we want it, too. That's the most important thing.
Oh, definitely. And as conferences start, the conference championships start tomorrow, what do you tell the athletes in this last week of practice to make sure they're ready mentally and physically?
So this week has been relatively light. Mm-hmm. The way we kind of explain it to everybody is, all of the work is already in. Mm-hmm. You're not going to do this week and make up for everything that you've put in for this whole indoor season. All the strength and conditioning, all of that stuff, the money's in the bank. Mm-hmm. You just have to be prepared mentally. This is all a mental game. This is everything right now from this point on, this week on, is all mental preparation for what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And that's basically the only way I can explain it the best. Physically, they're at their prime. Mm-hmm. They know how to execute or warm up to that point. Probably about a solid 75% is mental. How you're preparing for it, what you're doing to prepare for it prior to and then afterwards, all the food that you're putting into your body 3 days prior, 4 days prior, it all matters. Talking well about yourself and how you perform is a huge thing. You want nothing but rainbows and unicorns right here. You don't want any kind of negativity creeping in. That's just some of the stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's so funny to think that track and field, a lot of the fundamentals of this sport are so easy. You're running straight, taking a left turn, all of that kind of stuff. They're just really hard to master. And that's the important thing to keep in mind is part of the mastering process is thinking positively that I can do this, or listen, I've got the experience of doing this now. I know I'm only a freshman, but why not me? Mm-hmm. So that makes a big difference.
Do you think the athletes are at that point
mentally? Yeah, I think if not all of them, most of them are. I would say those that aren't probably are nursing an injury that either just started recently or have been harboring it for a while. Yeah. That might creep into it again, but there again, you got to have positive mindset all the time. This won't hinder me. I'll warm up. It'll be great. That kind of stuff going into it.
So you just got to mentally push past it.
In some cases, yeah. In some cases, I don't want them to do that, but depends on the severity. Yeah.
Gotcha. So then
We don't have anybody at that particular level.
That's good.
Goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing. So what are your expectations for the championships this weekend?
No one getting hurt. That's number one. Number two, we go and execute as a team. We cheer each other on. We make every other team there know that we are all for one and one for all with our team. I want throwers cheering on sprinters. I want sprinters cheering on throwers. I want us to be loud and proud. That's the best way we can not only give others in our conference like, wow, the Concordia team's really cool, because they're good competitors, but they're also great competitors in the sense that, hey, they're shaking hands to the other competitors afterwards. We're being mindful of who we're speaking to and how we're doing it, that kind of thing. I want them to be great ambassadors of our school. Now, you could also argue I also want them to perform well, and that's true as well too. But again, from what we were just speaking about, I have no problems with them. I know what they're going to be doing performance-wise. I know 90% of them are going to execute to the best of their ability. Those that can't, or that other 10%, are nursing some injuries, which are going to take a little bit more positive energy to get the best out of them. So, but yeah, that's about it.
Gotcha. Well, I think that's all the questions I have for you this week. Once again, thank you for joining me. Best of luck to you and your athletes.
Thank you.
At a
it's going to be a fun weekend. Friday and Saturday, it's going to be a fun weekend.
Hope so. I've been Eric Perry. This was Coach Andrew Chizzo. As always, thanks for watching Coaches Weekly, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.